Hi guys, I'm here with an unboxing, quick review and even a tutorial how to use this angle grinder which I have here. By the way, it comes in this really nice box. I would say it's a decent box. I mean, it's not a Bosch, it's not a DeWalt or so, but I like that it comes in such a nice box which you can use to store. And it comes with a lot of stuff, comes with the instructions manual. There is quite some information, but it's a bit hard to read. And some of the numbers and things which they are referring to are not here. So don't focus too much on that. And I'm going to show you everything anyway. So what you get here is a pair of nice gloves. I would say very decent. Small to medium size, so fits perfectly for me, and so I'm wearing them here while I'm using this tool. And so here we have the core tool itself, of course without the battery, but I've already applied this saw here. We get the power supply for the charge. We get a lot of cutting and grinding, sanding tools. So here we are. You can see this one here, nice sanding tool. Then this plate here, cutting disc. That's a super thin cut off wheel. Then this one here, can't read that, but looks pretty sharp. And another one, I think that's pretty similar or same. And then this diamond saw blade, also pretty sharp. And we get also the tools which are needed here. And of course comes also with the rechargeable battery, 16.8 volts lithium ion. This is what we want to see. And so we plug it in, get the green light and plug it into the battery, and we get the red light. And when it's fully charged, it will go back to green. But I'm removing that here. It's lithium ion. We can use it right away. And so of course very important, as long as we are doing stuff here, mounting, unmounting these things, don't attach the battery. By the way, we have also a brand name here on the side. And so what we have regarding buttons and triggers, we have this trigger button here in the front, so you can hold it like that, which is perfect. And so we can push, but nothing will happen because we have this safety lock here. So we have to push this first or at the same time while we are pushing here, and then it will start. And then we can release the thumb pressing here, but as soon as we release it, this will snap back, so it will be perfectly locked. For the next push we have to push here again, and this is very important because after a longer time the battery can be fully drained. And I've seen this with some other tools that the safety lock stayed in place, even the whole thing locked, and after replacing the battery started automatically again. That's not going to happen here. So good regarding the safety, but we have to know these are the only buttons, so we don't have a spindle lock here. The spindle lock is a manual thing, so we have to hold it like that. There is in theory a possibility to use this screwdriver as a spindle lock. You can see there is some gap here, and when you align it, you rotate this till you see the opening here, then you push in with your screwdriver and you can see you have some kind of a spindle lock. And so we don't have to hold it and we can release this. But it's not a fully automated thing. We don't have an additional button or so, but it's still easy to be used. And so we remove the screw here. What's very important to know here is that if you're using such a disc here, which is flat, totally flat, like also here in the back, totally flat. Of course, we have to center here. There's this nice thing here in the center that you can use to fully center it here. But it's very important to mount it the right way. It looks very tempting to put this washer here on top like that because it's a little bit recessed exactly with the size of the diameter of this screw. It looks super tempting to mount it like that, but I can show you what's going to happen when we mount it like that. I can even secure it with this hex key. So it looks actually pretty cool like that, but as you can see, it's freely floating. It's not locked to the axle or the motor and won't have any power. So we remove it again, turn it around that the recessed part is to the inside. Of course, always make sure that the writing here goes to the outside. It's also important because of the rotation. So we have it aligned here, put it outside, and so we add the screw again. And now you can see it's locked again with a spindle. This is how it should be, but this applies only to these very thin discs. This doesn't apply to these white discs where we have a different shape. Here you could add the washer even in the opposite direction, doesn't matter. And so I've added this sanding disc, and now we can add the battery. And the battery has to go like that, cannot go like that. It's just working in one direction. Push it hard inside, snaps in, and then we can start it again with pushing down here and then pushing here at the same time. So I'm doing that here. You can see it has quite some power, quite some speed. What I also like is that it's not super loud, easy to hold, has a really nice grip, super anti-skid coating, quite ergonomic grip. It's not too heavy, also for longer usage. But of course we do not have variable speed. As soon as we start it, it goes automatically into full speed. It's also pretty hard to find something with variable speed, and so if you don't need that, I would say you're good to go with this device. Even though we don't have a spindle lock, I don't really miss that feature. You have to just be aware of how to mount the screw with the washer. So I would say very solid device, makes a good impression. We also have a solid protection here. Of course it's not a Bosch, it's not a DeWalt, it's not a Black & Decker. But we have to be aware of that it comes at a very low price. Of course, I wished it came with variable speed. Variable speed is always something which I like. It's sometimes a little bit easier to use, not as scary if you're not so experienced. Also, Spindle Lock had been a nice thing, but for me it's not a deal breaker. I mean, we are wearing gloves usually anyway, and then it's not a big deal to just hold it and release it. Of course, also the discs are not high quality. We have to be aware of that. They are not totally toys, but of course not super high quality. Also, this case maybe won't last 20 years or so, but for a couple of years or even more if you don't use it too much. I would say if you just need something to have on the side in case you need it and don't use it every day, so definitely why not. And so if you're interested, I'll put down the link to the Amazon listing down into the description so you can check it out and order one for you if you like it. And I hope I've been able to help you a little bit with this video. If you have any questions or comments, just write to the comment section below, and I'm always happy to talk about these things. And if you liked the video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe my channel. Thanks for watching, see you next time.